Here we go then. Hello, wonderful people. Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel. And it is time for the first video of Yearly Favourites Week 2023 as I bring you my top 15 compilations in bass music from the last 12 months. Yes, Yearly Favourites Week for 2023 pushed back just a couple of weeks because of my living situation, my current moving situation. If you're sitting there watching this thinking, Connor, what the hell are you talking about? I've got no idea. Please do check this video. It's a little update video that I posted a couple of weeks ago. It just gives you all the necessary information regarding and surrounding that. But yeah, right here, right now, this is not my new home. This is my family's new home, so don't get too used to the setting. But yeah, basically, all new videos that I'm going to be filming in the immediate future are going to be filmed in here. And when I have relevant information on that, any updates, I will give you them when I can. But yes, here we go. The top 15 best bass compilations in the eyes of your boy from last year. And I'm allowing multiple compilations per label because they often go for different things, or they have a different theme, or different artists involved for each one, so I am allowing that. But each compilation must have at least 7 tracks in it, and in this list we are going upwards from 15 to number 1 with 15 more honourable mentions beforehand. Please do drop all of your favourite bass compilations from last year in the comment section down below. Let's get the discussion going. That is the best bit. But yeah, with all that being said, let's get going, shall we? The best compilations in bass music of 2023, 15 up to number 1. Kicking off here with the honourable mentions. I will see you all in a bit. Okay, the honourable mentions are done. They are dusted. And now we are kicking off with the main list. Don't know why I did that. But yeah, kicking off with at number 15, we have Confession with Discotheque Records Volume 3. This is, for me, mile and away the best house compilation of the year. A load of very punchy and upbeat music with a lot of bangers laced within the 11 tracks that we get here. Yeah, this compilation is sure to get you moving, no doubt. Coming in at number 14, we have Aleko with the Go Go remixes on Boombox Cartel's label Monta. I think it is quite difficult to make a remix compilation of just one track work if you're just reusing the same stems and kind of original ideas again and again. It can get quite boring, it can get quite unoriginal and just annoying over the course of the compilation. But that never happens here. None of the original parts from that track, Go Go, feel overused in any way. And the 9 tracks that we get here are really varied in terms of genre, idea, drop layout, all that kind of thing, from house to techno to breaks and far beyond. So yeah, just a very impressive array of different styles just using one track here. Coming in at number 13, Interval Audio with 7th Interval. It's the sheer variety for me that we get on this compilation, just the sheer amount going on across the, 20 odd tracks that we get here, from rhythm to D&B to breakbeat to wave to wobbly trap and all sorts beyond that. Short tracks and kind of to the point tracks. You've got more epic and cinematic ones to counter that. Seemingly everything in between as well. And all with that edgy, classy Interval Audio feel about it, permeating pretty much the whole thing. So yeah, this one is a bit of a winner. Arriving after that at number 12, we have Neuro Music, the sister imprint or sister label of Neo Signal, with Neuro 5 Part 2. Right here, just a top selection of clean and captivating D&B remixes, and with some of the biggest names on show within the frenetic and grungy different kinds of drum and bass approach, the hybrids that happen within that, with a couple other renowned names that usually operate beyond D&B sprinkled in for good measure. So yeah, this compilation is very good. Not quite on the level of Part 1, I wouldn't say, but yeah, more on that in a bit. Coming in at number 11, we have another very ambitious, modern dubstep-oriented compilation from Full Flex Audio. That is Underground Unit, Sector 7. The kind of compilation I think that you show someone who's just a little bit upset with where dubstep's at the moment and just see the rhythm and the stomping and the blah blah blah, which I do get, but if you want a little bit of ingenuity, if you want a bit of thinking outside the box, and you're definitely going to get that here. This compilation, very much a unit of serious underground talent, if you will. But yeah, Full Flex Audio just proving yet again that they're at the very forefront when it comes to promoting up-and-coming producers, and particularly within dubstep, which is so saturated, lest we forget. But yeah, it's a great platform, and Full Flex Audio, they just keep fucking killing it. Okay, now we're at number 10, the top 10 bass compilations of last year. Here we go. Coming in at number 10, Phantasmagorical by Mr. Bill. Every time I went back to this compilation, I just found myself completely entranced in a kind of hypnotic state thanks to the sound design on offer that we get here. And I can't really actually think of a moment where that isn't the case across the whole compilation. It is just wall-to-wall master technicians on show. That is what we get here when you're talking about production quality. Again, sound design, sound usage, sound choice, arrangement, all those factors here, again, pretty much start to finish, if not start to finish, just sublime. And even if some of the ideas fall a little bit flatter comparatively, drops, concepts, everything of that ilk, the general makeup of these tunes, of this compilation, is just incredible. Very, very consistent on that front. And with a load of good tracks to open up, the first 4 or 5 are fantastic to make sure it gets on its way in a very effective way. So yeah, a lot of good on this comp. After that, at number 9, we have Noisier with the Resonance 5, which is definitely one of the best, if not the best, from this post-Noisier Being a Group remix compilation series. Now there are definite highlights across the 15 cuts that we get here, the 15 remixes on this compilation. But the general standard, you have to understand, is absolutely wild. It's insane. I think every track that we get here, bar none, has something outstanding, something compelling about it, whether it is an idea, a drop, production, arrangement, whatever. Many, if not most of them, also bring the charm of Noisier along with them when remixing these originals, and basically just remind us why Noisier were so good as a group. Just having or kind of capturing the essence of Noisier in their edits, in their refashionings, whatever you want to call them. So I think this is the best compilation within that series for doing that. It's an important thing that we're all going to want to remember in this post-Noisier era. So yeah, fucking great comp. Moving on from there, at number 8, we have another great, mostly frenetic drum and bass collection of remixes. That was a bit of a tongue twister that, but I got through it. But it's Post Post by Icicle. Yeah, just another good helping of on-edge and thrilling drum and bass music remixes again, like I said, with a lot of good variety in there as well from the likes of Clouds and Yarno, and Face as well a little bit more towards the end, with also a good chemistry between the tracks that we get here, which is quite a difficult thing to achieve, and an often overlooked quality within compilations in bass music, because basically you've got loads of different artists doing their own thing shoved into one space. You wouldn't expect there's a chemistry or a relationship between the tracks, but that is what we get here, and some of them are the best remixes of the year in its entirety in bass music. Look out for that video next. But yeah, this compilation, get your ears around it if you haven't yet. Then at number 7, Imanu, Unfold remixes. Just has to be. Again, here we have a really diverse and varied collection of remixes, jumping from one genre to another, keeping you engaged in a very effective way. But I think more of note with this compilation is the way that original elements, so parts of the original tracks, are reworked. It's fantastic in that way. Very much like the Noisier compilation, actually, in that regard, that I was talking about earlier, but on another level for me, in the reworking of all the important bits from the original tunes and just doing clever things with them, basically. Resultantly, highlighting all the good bits from the original EP by Imanu. And also, I think this compilation series is a little bit of a reflection on just how widespread and all-encompassing Imanu's production and idea creation is. Just the sheer range of different producers we have on show here. You wouldn't get that for a dubstep compilation or a D&B compilation, you know, ones we've talked about already. Just the different genres and styles within bass music represented here is fucking incredible. I love it. So one that I couldn't recommend more if you're trying to go through the full spectrum pretty much of bass music. Alright, at number 6 we have what is, I think, a first mention, a first feature for this label on this channel, which is quite something, you know, coming right in for the first time in a yearly favourites list. How about it? But it's Sleeveless Records with Sleeveless Warriors Volume 5. Big fan of this 140 original dubstep leaning kind of compilation right here. It's just all kinds of filthy and evil and nasty and wubtastic. This style of music definitely has the potential to feel a bit dreary and kind of drone on a little bit the more you hear it. But this compilation, not gonna lie, pretty much start to finish, exciting, on its feet, lively. The production is fresh. But then underneath that, you've got the grunge, you've got the hard-hitting nature of it, you've got the gnarly drops on offer. There are many. And yeah, I just want more people to get on it, and that is why I am placing it here in this yearly list in the top 6. Please do go and check it out. Alright, breaking into the top 5 now, and at number 5, we all need a good dose of wobbly trap every now and then, just to remind us, I think, of how fun bass music can be, and that is exactly what we get with Risk by Partica Artist Group. I mean, that is for me mile and away the most important thing about this compilation, just how bubbly it is, how fun it is, how exuberant and vibrant it is start to finish, from flows to arrangement, the general colour of the sound usage, and it really is just a fantastic representation, I think their best yet, of exactly what Partica Artist Group are about and are good for. Really playful, really nice on the ear as well when it comes to the production, the general makeup of these tunes, but also quite savage and quite cutting when it needs to be. So showing the different sides of the compilation and of the label, actually. And when I think about it, not sure I could tell you there's a better compilation or collection of music from this imprint yet. Just saying. Moving forward with at number 4, we have what I would call or term as a Neuro lover's wet dream, if I were to put it simply. And we've talked about design quite a lot in this video with a lot of compilations here. But this design is some of the juiciest you're gonna hear not only this year, but I think this whole decade in the 2020s, if I'm being honest, in bass music. It's upscale by upscale. Loads and loads and loads of big names on show when it comes to this particular style of music. You got Hudson Lee, you got Frequent, you got Copycat, you got Thorn, you got Volume, you got Nico Scheme. I mean, it really is a cornucopia, an absolute abundance of that kind of meaty, thick, twisted, contorted sound. Another compilation that I think benefits from getting off to a really good start. The opening 3 or 4 here. Some of the material that we get is just frankly exceptional and like top tier bass music. And generally, I think we're talking about a compilation that just shows off a particular style. This one being Neuro, of course, just at its best. With also a lot of quirkiness and a load of comedic value to go with that as well, laced in various parts throughout the compilation. So yeah, just so much good here. Okay, top 3 time, and coming in at number 3, we have the predecessor to a compilation that I talked about earlier on in the video. And this one just delivering the same kind of thing as the one that came after it, but in a more compelling way, if that makes sense. Anyway, Neuro music with Neuro 5 Part 1. Yeah, comparatively with Part 2, I think this one, Part 1, is just that little bit more varied, has that little bit more of an edge on Part 2 in quite nuanced and important ways, if we're talking about emphasis on musicality or percussion layout or little switches in genre here and there. All of the riveting and scintillating appeal of modern drum and bass music, and particularly that more refined and icy kind of version that we've talked about before in this video, but just with that little bit of markup that separates it out from Part 2 and makes me want to go back to it again and again, where I might not quite as much with Part 2. So yeah, that's basically the best way of putting it. Okay, here we go, edging closer, and at number 2 we have the compilation actually that I was most blown away by on my first listen through of it, of any compilation that I heard in bass music this year. And if you like garage, if you like breaks, if you like new age trap, all those kind of styles, all the hybrids that arise from those styles and everything in between as well, then you will not hear a better collection of music this year, period. And that compilation is Outbreak by Otherworld. Put simply, right here we've just got so many fantastic drops and ideas that are really well put together, mostly executed with a very, very high production value, and bringing them together just creates this hyper-energized and electrifying collection that really does leave you on the edge of your seat for pretty much the whole thing. And importantly, again, I think it's just another really good showing of what the underground has to offer and just how much good, how much talent lies below the mainstream and the well-known. And yeah, this compilation, it really did go under the radar, so I'm hoping again in promoting it here, in putting it in my number 2 spot, that more people will check it out, will check out this compilation and check out Otherworld as a label overall, because it's fantastic. So yeah, loads of compilations on this list that I want you guys to check out that I imagine you won't have already. And this Otherworld one would be at the very top of that, because following that, in my number 1 spot is a compilation that I imagine quite a few of you will have heard already. The compilation that I've gone back to the most over the course of the year, and the one that I found the most outright enjoyable. Yeah, it's just the most ambitious, the most vibrant, the most unpredictable as well, which is very important, and which just has the most quality on offer overall. And yeah, that compilation is Exobolt 10 from Exobolt. It just has to be. Now, I have to admit, I'm still a little bit puzzled and confused about the bad rep that colour bass gets. I mean, where does this come from? Where does it stem from? What's the root cause of it? Who started it? That kind of thing. Because I don't think you can level against it that too much of it sounds similar or the same, which is something I've read a lot of, because that's the case with all styles of music, all genres of music, and especially within bass music. So what is it exactly that people don't like about it? Is it the outrageous musicality, or the video game appeal, or the overall colour of it? I mean, whatever it is, whatever kind of problem people might have with it, those factors are maxed out in the biggest way possible on this compilation, and it's absolutely fucking great. Massive underground representation yet again with this compilation. Loads of boundary pushing with the ideas, and just a huge amount of variety within a particular vibe and a certain way of making music, that being colour-based music. And also, put simply, it's just incredibly joyous and full of life, which is quite rare and quite hard to find in bass music these days at the moment. So when you have all those elements kind of firing off and joining together with a lot of chemistry between them, the musicality, production value, the sheer scale and ambition of the ideas, the sound usage, the sound choice, just all those things coming together and marrying together, it is one of the most complete styles and approaches to making bass music that I think you can get. And we get a lot of that here. So yeah, Exobolt 10, my definite number 1 for 2023. But there we have it, guys, my top 15 bass compilations of the year. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is the first of 5 videos in this series, and we got the next one coming out on Saturday, the top 30 remixes of last year. So please do make sure you've subscribed and that you've hit the bell as well, so you're notified exactly when these videos come around. Please do remember to drop a comment down below with your favourite compilations of last year in bass music in the comment section down below, so we can get the discussion going again. That is the best bit. But yeah, until then, keep it naughty. I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace.